Hey everyone, welcome back to M&M PTE NAATI. This is Manmohit. Now, guys, in today's video, let's have a look at the mistakes to avoid, things to avoid in your reading module this time. So I would be going over all the 5 topics in the reading module, what things to avoid, what things to make sure you do not do so that you can end up getting your desired scores, whether it's your PTE reading module and then whether you need 65, 79, 90, 50, whatever your desired scores are. Before we proceed, if you need any sort of help and support with your PTE exam, we do provide coaching for that one. So you can get in touch with us on either Instagram or Facebook. The links are in the description, or you can just search for M&M PTE NAATI and you can find us over there. Message us and we can have a discussion of how we can assist you. Same goes for NAATI, Hindi, Punjabi and Gujarati. You can message us. We do have coaching and the prediction file for all the 3 languages. Let's have a look at the PTE reading topics this time. First one, so I've put these 2 topics together, multiple choice single answer and multiple choice multiple answers. Do not spend more than 10 seconds on each question for multiple choice single answer and multiple answers. They're absolutely not at all important topics in your PT exam. Their contribution is literally 0 marks out of 90. They do not do anything. We've even done experiments in the past where we only attempted multiple choice questions in the exam and left all the other topics, and we still end up not getting anything. Like even if we did them correctly, we still got 10 in each of the 4 models, and we know 10 is the bare minimum that you would be getting in the PT exam anyway. So in that case, multiple choice questions have got no weightage at all. So after knowing this thing, it doesn't make any sense for you guys to spend any time on these particular topics. These are called, this is what we call as trap questions, that they're just there to trap you guys, waste your time, because if you do not know the scoring, you will start spending a lot of time trying to get these ones correct as well, but then they do not matter. So the moment that question comes in front of you, in 10 seconds, just make a rough correct guess. If it's a multiple choice single answer, select one option. If it's a multiple choice multiple answer, we again recommend just selecting one option, even though there's gonna be 2 correct options, 2 or 3 correct answers. But remember one thing, in multiple choice multiple answers, there is negative marking. So even if you were to select more than one option, it would not make any difference at all in your exam. But we do not want to come into the limelight of Pearson's algorithm. We do not want to select 3 options and having 2 wrong and then having that negative impact and stuff. We'd rather play it safe. Just select any one option out of the given options and move on towards the next question. Whatever time you're saving from these topics, you can give that extra time towards your other important tasks like fill in the blanks reading and fill in the blanks reading plus writing. So that was another thing. And obviously I would absolutely not recommend you guys to practice these particular topics. Even if you feel that you have got some extra time in your day, I'll rather practice more fill in the blanks reading or more fill in the blanks reading plus writing if I've got extra time throughout the day. Next is reorder paragraphs. Now understand one thing, they are, yes, they do have weightage, but then they're not that of an important topic. It gives you approximately 5 to 7 marks out of 90. So again, it's not really a high priority task. Do not spend more than 1 minute per question in your real exam. It is not required. In 1 minute, try to focus on getting as many pairs correct as you can. And once that 1 minute is over, keep an eye out on the top right corner of your screen, just to keep an eye out just to see how much time you have spent on each question. And once that 1 minute is over, that's it. Just drag and drop all your other sentences as well. Click on the next button and move on towards the next question. Do not leave any sentences vacant because there is no negative marking in this topic. So even if you're unsure of certain pairs, at the end of 1 minute, just drag and drop them on the right hand side and you should be golden after that. Plus, since you are only going to spend 1 minute per question, I would recommend you to practice about 5 questions on a daily basis when you're preparing for your PT exam, especially if you're aiming for 65 or 79. There's no need to prepare more than 5 questions. It is absolutely not worth it. But 5 questions should be the decent amount of questions you should be preparing. In the exam, in the 1 minute that you have to find your correct pairs, understand one thing. I've seen so many students, they start finding the very first introductory sentence, which is the very basic thing to do in your reorder paragraphs anyway. But then understand one thing, in the exam, since we've only got 1 minute, Yes, find your introductory sentence and try to form other sentences after that in a sequence. But once you see that the clock has already gotten to 30 or 40 seconds and only remaining with 20 seconds at the end, if you're still not able to find your introductory sentence in the first 20 or 30 seconds, do not waste any more time in finding the introductory sentence. Start focusing on making pairs. Whatever two sentences out of the given options you feel that they make a pair, at least drag and drop those ones on the right hand side and then start finding your remainder of the pairs. Yes, introductory sentence is important, but the pairs are the ones that would be giving you scores, not finding the first sentence correct at the first place. I hope that makes sense. Next one is your fill in the blanks reading. Now these are your drag and drop fill in the blanks. Now one thing to avoid in terms of mistake when you practice your fill in the blanks reading is that when you practice one fill in the blanks reading question, let's say there were 5 blanks, right? Out of 5, when you practice that question, you got 3 blanks right and then you got 2 blanks wrong. The major mistake students make over here is they'll get those 3 answers and they'll be like, okay, 3 blanks correct out of 5, it's a good ratio, and they will move on towards the next question. Guys, that is absolutely wrong. While you're practicing, that's the meaning of practicing. When you are practicing, that's the only time when you can actually analyze your mistakes and make sure that you do not repeat the same mistakes again in the real exam. If I was in your place and if I would have gotten 3 blanks correct out of 5, I would take my extra 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes even on that remainder 2 blanks just to see and analyze as to why did I pick this answer and why was this answer the right one. Take your time. If you're not sure of the meaning of the word, Google that particular word to understand the meaning, but take that extra time to make sure that you do not repeat the same mistakes again. Guys, we all know that there is a chance that you may end up getting same questions repeated in the exam. Maybe not all of them, but few of them. And if that happens, we want to make sure that we do not repeat the same mistakes again. Otherwise, what was the point of you practicing? Whereas you could have just skipped the practice and straight away gotten and given your exam. That is the total meaning of practicing. And this is how you should be doing your fill in the blanks reading topic. And finally, we have is fill in the blanks reading plus writing. Similar kind of mistakes I would suggest to avoid in fill in the blanks reading plus writing as well as similar to fill in the blanks reading. Because again, here students, what they do is once they get 3 or 4 blanks correct out of 5, they'll move on to the next question. That is a big no. You have to make sure you take that extra time. And another thing you can do is, if you find a new word which you were unsure of, you have never heard that word before, you're not sure of the meaning, take that extra time. When you search on Google for the meaning of that word, have a separate notebook and write down that particular word alongside the definition of that. Maybe not the big sentence definition, but at least a couple of words which can help you to understand what that word meant. And start compiling a list of all those words. What then I would do is 1 or 2 days before the exam, I'll go through that notebook with all the list of words that I've created. It could be 10 words, it could be 50 words, it could be 100 words. It just depends how much practice you would have done before the exam. Couple of days before the exams, I would go through all the words that I've written and understand their definitions so that if in my exam I end up getting those same questions or same words in the exam, at least my brain will help me to recall those words so that I will not make those same mistakes again. And one final thing to avoid is, I've seen so many students when they practice fill in the blanks reading plus writing, because they are not some of the most interesting tasks to practice, they will take these topics for granted because that's boring. So they will only practice like 5-10 questions and then move on towards speaking topics. Guys, I understand speaking is fun. It's interesting to practice read alouds, describe images, retell lectures, repeat sentences, write from dictations as a matter of fact. But guys, these are high scoring topics. Even though they're boring, we have to make sure we practice them a lot. I would not do anything less than 20 questions per topic every single day. 20 questions for fill in the blanks reading, 20 questions for fill in the blanks reading plus writing. That's the bare minimum I should be doing. And I would encourage all of you, when you practice on a daily basis and when you start your day for practicing, start your practice with these 2 topics first. So that with your fresh brain, you're practicing the most boring topics of your PTE exam. And once your brain is fried and you're done with these 2 topics, whatever of the remainder time you have is when you start practicing your speaking or listening or writing tasks. This is the best way to practice, and these were the mistakes that I wanted to share in this video so that if you were also one of them where you were making these kind of mistakes, at least I hope after watching this video you will not make those ones again, and that will in fact help you to achieve your desired scores, whatever they are, in your real PTE exam. Guys, all the best if you have got your exams coming soon. Stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next video.